What is going on, people? Um, Thanks for coming by. This is actually the first stream that I've semi planned out. It was only a few hours ago, but I wanted to talk about some stuff. Just so you know, if you see me looking over, this is where I have the chat at over here. It's on my right. I think to you it might look like I'm looking to my left. But this is where I have the comments at and everything. So I'm not ignoring the camera or anything. I'm just going back and forth to do some stuff on the other side. So yeah, I just wanted to talk some Scream Six theories. We're getting really really close. Probably at this point about it's less than 11 days. I have a counter on my phone that I don't really want to look at right now, but it's like 10 hours or 10 days and like maybe 20 hours for me personally. So we're getting really close. I wanted to talk about some mask stuff specifically. Yeah, just so we can clear some things up because I'm seeing a lot now, even before. But before we jump into that, see who is in the comment section. I only see two people down there right now. That's totally cool. Thomas Hewitt, yes, you were first. Uh, man, that was a while ago. If you're still here, that was 7:25. That was like 7:25 p.m. Eastern for me. So it's showing up Eastern. That was over 30 minutes ago. Thanks for showing up that early. You are first if you're still here. Um, Mar, how's it doing? You are second if you're still here. I do see there's some other people watching. If you don't want to talk, that's totally cool. Just thanks for being here. I don't know if anyone else will show up. It's a Sunday night. People probably enjoying their weekend, enjoying time with family, stuff like that. As I said, I just wanted to talk about some Scream Six, specifically mask stuff. So we're just gonna jump into it. Firstly, we've already seen in the trailers there are several different masks. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, buddy? Um, I'm doing well. I just watched your stream. I was in the Scream 3 stream. Loved it, as always. What's up, David? Good to have y'all here. As I said, going to be talking about some mask stuff. Um, like I said, okay, I don't see. That's weird. I see Edrin. I see your comment on there. It is. Four different masks. See, that's the thing. I agree. Initially, um, there were three that we saw, right? I don't have the image. I wish I had the image of the other three. I know we all know the classic aged mask. It's the one that's on the poster. Um, One second here. I believe this is it. Yeah, see, it's that one right there. That's the classic aged mask we see all the time. We see it used for the like most of the trailer, for the majority of the trailer, right? There's obviously some other images of it. Um, and you know what? While we have that up, there's been a lot of speculation about that mask, right? Does it belong to Billy? Does it belong to one of the other original ghost faces? Stuff like that. Well, here's the thing. There was a Scream 6 experience in Santa Monica this weekend. I hate that it was only in Santa Monica because it was actually free. Um, you just went online and made a reservation, or you could just walk up, and there was like Dermot Mulroney was there, Tony Revolori, Mason Gooding, the directors were there, and this was a free event to just go to and walk through. And what they had there were they had objects from the shrine. One of the things they had was Billy's robe. And obviously we knew, man, this is really far away and hard to see. They had this. They had Billy's robe, and in the case with the robe, we do see that weathered mask. So yeah, we have that. I don't know if we would consider this a confirmation. I'm taking it pretty much as a confirmation. The main weathered mask we see in we see in the trailers and everything is Billy's mask. Because it's shown here, I feel like it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of confirmed for me. Anyways, so now today I found another photo that, oh no, did I not load it up here? Man, I didn't load it up here. While I'm loading it up, let's just run through some other stuff that was in the shrine. We got some HD photos from other shrine objects. What they had in the shrine is these things, these little sketches, right, of each. I don't know if it's of every victim. I can't say it's of every victim because I obviously haven't seen it yet, but we do know at least at this point how many were there. There's three. There's three of these sketches like this, right? That just they display a. Oh, 1 second. They display a past victim with some memorabilia of that victim, as well as how they died. It's kind of hard to see. I wish I could zoom in here. I don't know why I'm showing it twice. Let me remove that. There you go. It's kind of hard to see, but on that photo, down at the bottom right or bottom left, it actually says how that victim died. And they have it for a couple of other characters. And it's kind of a little heartbreaking, but I'm gonna pull up another one here just because it's a little rough. Okay, really quick. They have one for Dewey, and it hurts, but you can't really see it there. It's, or at least it's kind of hard to see. 1 second here. I'm still in the stream. Okay, good. Whew, I was worried there. Had to do some quick editing there to actually get these loaded in. But on Dewey's, in the back behind his badge, it says stabbed abdomen and back with 2 knives. And obviously we got the drawings of him, and in the bottom left here, God, it still hurts with Dewey, y'all. It still hurts. But yes, there's that stuff. Now back to the original thing I want to talk about. As we said, they're talking about masks. I saw a comment here. Says from Thomas, I think there are 2 different old ones, old like rusted masks, and 2 new ones. I didn't know about the second older one until today. I came across this photo, which does look like an aged, weathered mask, but it's one that I haven't seen before. I didn't see it in the trailer. Not that I could distinguish, right? The trailers are moving so fast, you can either instantly tell that it's the main one we've seen, or it kind of looks new. And this one isn't nearly as weathered as the main one we see in the trailer, so it's I feel like it'd be easier to tell this one apart. But I haven't seen this before, but it does look legit. Like this could be back here in the back right. That could be the projection screen we see happening in the final act in the shrine the whole time. Could be, I don't know. This could be fan made. I doubt it, but it could be fan made. Now back to some comments. Sorry, it's like I said, it's weird. So, or faces. That's the question. There's been a lot of suspicion that we're gonna have the cult actually appear this time. And if that's the case, we would need more than your standard 2. obviously we know other than part one, we've had, or other than part three, every movie's had two killers. Really suspected that they're going to be, um, really suspected that it's going to be more than two killers in this one. I know a lot of people are suspecting two killers and a mastermind, but what if there's like straight up four killers? Really quick, Thomas, you seen the pic of the deleted Stu scene from Scream 2022. Now, Thomas, are you from the talk show? Oh no, this says something different. Now, Thomas, are you referring to the one where it looks like you see the like police scene with Stu laying dead? Is that the one you're talking about? You'll have to clear that up for me because I know there was a deleted, like, I don't know if it was a deleted scene. There was an image that came out that was supposed to be Stu, and there was like police evidence tags around and stuff, like the crime scene had come in and it started working the scene. That was debunked though. That was supposed to be from Stab. Um, yeah, Thomas, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That wasn't that wasn't actually Stu. That was kind of debunked pretty quick. That was the Stu from the Stab movie. That wasn't actually Stu. There was a lot of stuff. Um, a lot of stuff. Okay, maybe I'm misremembering the crime scene stuff on the ground, but no, that wasn't him. That was a yeah, that was from Stab. It was debunked pretty quick. Like he's wearing completely different shoes, completely different pants. They're like different colors because in the movie he's wearing, I don't want to misquote colors, but a lot of stuff is different. It was debunked pretty quick. Um, Weathered mask is from a TV spot. Okay, see, I've been watching like all the TV spots and I haven't really noticed that. I'll have to look. I'll have to look. And there's, to be fair, there's been like at this point, what, 15 different TV spots or something? It's been crazy. And there's like 2 or 3 seconds of new stuff in each one. So it feels like you're getting a lot, but not really. Just want to say hey to Katie from Popping the Popcorn. How you doing? I just saw a bunch of your TikToks. I was going through TikTok, and you're obviously I follow you on TikTok, and a lot of your stuff has been popping up on my feed. So yeah, sorry, I kind of lost my train. Now, four ghost faces. Going back to this comment, four ghost faces. If we do have the cults, we're gonna have something like that. I don't know if necessarily we'd have four. I think there's gonna be like a point of diminishing returns where the obviously more than one is going to be great. You're going to be able to get more done. Three, you'd probably be able to get even more done. But once you get to like 4 or 5, I feel like maybe you start getting a little colluded. Like some stuff could start happening. Not everyone really understands the plan. And what's happened almost every time with with multiple killers, it almost seems like they all each there's one person in every group, every duo that kind of has it out for the other one. Jill obviously being the best example. Really quick, want to say what's up to this guy, Mr. Maverick Media. A long time no see. Yeah, I was just over watching one of his amazing streams. He's got the Stabathon going on right now. I believe that's every Thursday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mav. I believe it's every Thursday. It's either Thursday or Friday of each week leading up to the release of Scream 6. Today it was Watch Along of Part 3. Always, I love 3. I just watched it the other day along with Craving Something Scary as well, but had a blast watching it again. And speaking of Part 3, actually, going back to this new mask, I'm going to be honest. I've never been one to be able to actually tell significant differences between the masks, but A lot of people have said this looks like a Scream 3 mask. Now, maybe you all can let me know. Does that look like a Scream 3 mask to you? Because, like I said, I can't really distinguish the difference between them. But by just looking at the weathering and the aging that's happened to this mask, I would say it is definitely newer or more recent than the main one that we had, or the main one that's doing most of the damage in the Scream 6 trailers, because it's not weathered or cracked nearly as bad. So it's definitely newer, but it could be as new. Honestly, at this point, it could be as new as Scream 4. I see Edrin here, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Edrin, but it could be 4. 4 at this point is what, 13 years old? So, or 12 years old. 4 came out in 2011. So, it's 13 years old. So that could very well be 13 years of aging. See, and Philip's saying 4, maybe 3, and that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, and a lot of people on Reddit, if you ever venture over to that fandom war zone, they're saying it looks a lot like Part 3 as well. As I said, I can't really distinguish the differences, but if it was 3, it would. I don't know a tie-in with 3, right? Obviously, we know the tie-in via Sydney, but Roman kind of pushed Billy and Stu over the edge to kill Maureen, so maybe that would be a tie-in. And of course, not everything has to have a tie-in, but I know Care Bear, Miss Carrie Crave Cinema, said possibly Stu's, which that could work out. Have a Billy and Stu aged mask, but I feel like if it was Stu's, it would be just as weathered as Billy's at this point. Which, once again, if we go back to that first, or the one I saw initially at the Scream experience, or Scream 6 experience, we have the Billy tag, we have the Billy robe in the glass case, and we do see that mask on here. So, this is kind of confirmation that is indeed Billy's mask, in my opinion. Doesn't have to be. Maybe it's Jill's. That's a good theory. If we're going, and here's the thing. Here for me, I've always theorized, and I haven't really changed it from the beginning. I think Part 6, so we're about to see. Obviously, it's going to be new. It's going to have some good bells and whistles and stuff, but I think we're going to get a rehash of Scream 2. Personally, I'm okay with that, but I think it's overall going to be a rehash of Scream 2. And with that, I do believe we're going to get a revenge motive. So now with the revenge motive, there's several ways it could go. Personally, I said this at this point, I want to say months ago on several streams. I got to look them up. I want to look up all these things and like compile a list so I can say these have been my theories all along. But I think the main target could be Gale. Now, obviously, we know the main characters are Sam and Tara and the core 4. But I think the main target could be Gale. And maybe the thing is the entire group is a target for whatever reason. But Gale kind of started the Stab movies, right? So anything that happened from Scream, let's say Scream 3, because in Scream 2 there was the Billy's mother motive. Billy's mother. That motive. So she was partially responsible there. But the Stab movies are kind of responsible for everything else in one way or another. So Gale could kind of be kind of be considered a little bit responsible for some of the death and destruction that's happened. Really quick, I want to go back here to Mav's comment. I'm not good at differentiating the mask Ghostface, but I have a theory about the super deteriorated mask being a mask left behind at the scene of the original. That's a good theory. The only reason, and this is I guess this is kind of a technical reason, but the only reason I would say I would give that I'm a little skeptical about that is because the mask left behind at Casey Becker's murder was one of the original peanut-eyed masks. If you look at it, it is different. I know you've got a full video on this, and I'm going to go watch it after this. That is a great theory. Obviously, I can't, and like I said, that's a technical thing. They don't even have to recognize different shapes of the mask in world. Like they never say these masks are different. There's just a Ghostface mask, so that doesn't really matter. I'm just pointing out that technicality for myself. That's the only reason I would be skeptical of that theory, but I can't disprove it at all, man. No one can disprove any of the theories we got going thus far. So, 1 second. Let me adjust y'all. I'm looking a little high here. There we go. That's better. Sorry. And once again, if you're all just coming in, the reason I'm looking over here is because this is where I have the comments section at. I'm using a different camera setup right now, so the camera's here, but the comments and everything is over here. So try to talk, have a good time here. But Mav, what you're saying there, that's not crazy to think at all. Especially like I said, if we go, where is it? Oh man, it's just so beautiful. I wish I could zoom in on it. I wish I had a closer look at this. And let's just remove this comment. Man, StreamYard is StreamYard. It does have the Billy tag down there at the bottom. This is just beautiful. Once again, this is from the Scream 6 experience that happened in Santa Monica this weekend. But yeah, that's a great theory. Thinking about it more and more, Mav. Like, police definitely would have found that one. And if it was left there, wait a minute. You met. I saw that they were there. Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh man. Tori, when I heard that it was an experience, typically when they do experiences, they're like a traveling thing, right? Like they'll pop up at different places. So I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any coming to Florida. And like, no, it seems like it was just a Santa Monica thing. And I was really sad about it because immediately I was like, well, how much are plane tickets to Santa Monica? I would love to go. And turns out a little too expensive as a last minute plane ticket. So I couldn't go. I'm super jealous, but congrats on getting to go. That's kind of awesome. I really wish that was more available, but still going to have a good time seeing the movie. Just looking at the conversation here, what's going on? I don't think so. It looks like she was attacked and knocked out because she reminds me of Gail in Scream 96 when she comes back to Stu's house. Father crash. Is this referring to the new TV spot where we see Gail's attack in a little bit more detail? Is that what we're referring to here? Because it does definitely look like Ghostface is probably getting a little bit of the better of her. Wait, it's also in New York? Maybe y'all wait one. We're gonna keep talking here, but I'm gonna look and see if there's one somewhere else because it's obviously New York makes sense because the movie takes place in New York. But when I looked up, I went to the Scream Experience website. It only said It only said Santa Monica. Like that's the only place you could buy tickets for. And I just, if there's one somewhere else. Wait, wait, no, that's a Scream fan event. That's different. Never mind. Oh, Scream Experience is coming to Santa Monica. It's in LA. Scream Experience Eventbrite. Well, Steven's going to come anywhere else. From what I understand, it was actually free. Oh, you were talking about Kirby. Um, yeah, all I'm seeing is LA. Nothing in Florida. Sorry to go about that. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting kind of off track here. Going back to masks. Back to wrap this all back around to where we originally started. It does definitely look like there are going to be at least like 4 different masks. So this confirms Gail comes close to dying and she has a key card to the shrine. That's because I saw your comments. You commented this on my video earlier. I don't think it's in the same building as her talk show set because it looks like it's a dilapidated like theater. I don't believe that's going to be. I don't think that would be in the same as like a modern shooting studio. I don't know how she would have a key card there, but I I don't believe it's going to be in the same. I could be wrong. I don't believe it would be in the same building as like a modern, um, a modern morning show or TV show studio. It seems out of place. I could be wrong though. As well as if you think she gets a call from Ghostface during her talk show, I've wanted that for a very long time. I thought that would be great. What's up, Jason? Love the thumbs up. Thank you so much. If everyone in the chat could put a thumbs up, that'd be really helpful. Uh, could be a production set. A production. I guess it could, but I would be at that point. I'd be wondering like a production for what? Because I know initially it was thought that it would be the set of a play because there's going to be there's supposed to be like Stab the musical or Stab the play. But once again, going back to the shrine, this is something I've brought up a lot on different streams. That everything in the shrine can't be Stab stuff because anything after technically part 2, because part 3 got remade. That's another thing that got confirmed in this experience. Obviously, the original title for Stab was going to be Return to Woodsboro. Original title for Stab 3 is going to be Return to Woodsboro. But it looks like, and I'm not sure if I have it here, it got remade to, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. I don't know if I have it here. I don't think I do. It got remade into Hollywood Horror. Excuse me. So Stab 3 is now Hollywood Horror, and it's revealed in part 4 that Sydney threatened to sue the studio, so they couldn't use her likeness or her story anymore. So even if they take her out of it, if it's still her story, she could sue them. That's why I believe in part 4 we find out that Stab 5 had time travel. Didn't one of them like go to space? Like Stab 8 went to space. Like it'd be weird. So if it was a production, I don't know what it would be for. It couldn't be like a movie or anything about Sydney because she wouldn't let the studio do that. That was kind of confirmed in part 4. So not sure what it'd be. Not sure what it would be a production set for, but it's possible. Like I said, man, at this point, I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I don't know for certain. These are all the theories I've had and kind of throwing out there. Original Scream 2 had Miss Loomis, Holly, Derek, and Mickey as Ghostface. Holly, Hallie, yeah. I know I know I've seen definitely a couple scripts. I know Hallie was in one like deleted scene shown to be she was possibly going to be the Ghostface. I don't know if they're going to go with that, if they're going to use any original script. I think they're kind of just going to do a rehash of two, but they're going to throw in some bells and whistles. Like I think they're going to be, obviously the New York's a huge thing. We're going to get some great chases because it's New York. I think we're going to have at least two ghost faces. I think we will have a mastermind. I think we might have like three ghost faces and a mastermind, or like maybe four ghost faces, but one of them's kind of the leader, if that makes sense. I don't know for certain, no. All right, is this masks or Stu and Jill's? So Stu, as far as the masks belonging to those two people, it's entirely possible. Like I said, except for the fact I feel like that new photo from the Scream experience kind of confirms that the really cracked mask is Billy's, but not for certain. That I don't think that would be canon. But Jill, since they're the only two that could be alive and everyone wants them back, I'm a Jill hater. Like I love the character of Jill. I think she did great. I think she was one of the closest people to actually killing Sidney. But I'm a Jill hater in the fact that I don't think Jill could come back. I don't think Jill could come back because the defibrillator to the head, and Thomas pointed out there several volts to the head. That's 100% true. Like what Jill took is a whole lot of electricity to the head, and if she did somehow survive the shot directly to the heart, then she would be essentially brain dead, because they used to do this electroshock therapy is what they called it. And that only used about 75 volts of electricity. A defibrillator uses like 3,000 volts. So it would just essentially fry your brain. Yeah, there's if she was alive, which isn't impossible, I don't think she would be functional. So, but that's it's not impossible. After all, at the end of the day, here's what I've always said. It's a movie, and yeah, people like to say it's grounded in reality, but in the end of the day, it's a slasher movie. They can do whatever they want, really. So she could be back. I think Stu's the most likely to come back. In terms of the original thought, though, the masks being theirs, totally possible. Jill's mask would be about 11, like I said, it'd be 12 years old by now, so it would have some weathering on it as well. David, personally wanting three killers with only two of them revealed as a ghost face in this film. Yeah, I'm not a cliffhanger person. I think I've been very, very clear about that on a lot of streams. I don't think it's a good idea. But, I would be okay with a cliffhanger under certain conditions if it was set up a specific way, and what the cliffhanger actually is. Like if the cliffhanger was Sidney getting a call, or if it was like a Stu tease or a Stu reveal, even, I would be okay with that. But if you leaving a ghost face unmasked, I think is it'd have to be a cliffhanger, because at that point the story isn't done. And my problem with that is, and I saw someone else in another stream say this, and it's what I wanted to address here. And now what you're saying here, David, no one realizes that he exists. Now, that's fine. But in that case, and we wouldn't know that there's a third Ghostface. If we know there's three Ghostface in part 6, and we only see two of them like get dealt with or handled, then it would be it would be a cliffhanger if one of them got away. In my opinion, obviously that's just me. If it's 3 and we only see 2 get dealt with and one got away, that's a cliffhanger. Now, if we go through the movie, we get 2 dealt with, and then we come into 7 and find out there were 3 killers, I would totally be okay with that. Here's what I don't want. Here's what I don't like about cliffhangers. I don't like the fact that it requires you to see another movie to set up the story, to see something that isn't available yet. And I saw someone else in the stream saying that, like, I forget exactly how they worded it, but it was something along the lines of that would get people really excited for part 7 if they did that, if they left it on a cliffhanger. My opinion has always been, if you have to do that to get people excited for another movie, you didn't make a good enough movie. Like with Scream 1, there was no cliffhanger. It was a story tied up nice and neat with a little bow and cherry on top. But we wanted more. We didn't have to have a cliffhanger saying we had to come back to finish the story. We wanted more because it was so good. And that's what I want. I don't want in my opinion, a cliffhanger is a little bit of a gimmick to get people excited about your next movie. I want people to get excited about the next movie because this movie is so good. Really quick, let's go for more explanation here. Let's say it's 3 people and one is Bailey. He could go on to marry Gail, then reveal that he was a killer all along. That would be oof. That would be oof, is all I'm going to say. Poor Gail. That would require Gail to get away in 6, which I do believe is going to happen. As long as we didn't know about them in part 6. I'll agree with you. I would love for that to happen as long as we didn't know about the third killer in part 6. Like we go through the movie. Obviously, most of the time you don't even see 2 ghost faces on screen at once. I know that's going to change in this movie. We've seen in the trailer Sam and Tara back to back. So we're gonna see them each fighting a ghost face in that scene. I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna have 2 on screen at the same time. But if we only see 2 on screen at the same time and those 2 get dealt with, but then we come back in 7 and there's like maybe a flashback showing that there was someone else all along, I'd so be down for that, David. Yeah, you're on to something there. Let's see here. Is a horror film that toes the line with reality, but it's not bound by reality. At any time, they can dip into the far-fetched ideas, not necessarily saying that's what I want. And here's when I say it. Obviously, it's supposed to be based in reality. But here's the things that get me. And it happened. I rewatched part 4 earlier today, and I rewatched 3. 4 and 5 do something that just kind of, when I think of reality, it completely escapes it. The hospitals are basically deserted in these towns. We have in 4 and 5, you got scenes in the hospital, and they're deserted. All the lights are off. There's not a doctor, nurse, security, another patient in sight, or a cop. Like, it's not real. Like, that is not real. I know you want to use that setting for the horror movie, but don't use that setting if you're not going to make it real, if you want to claim to be reality. And same thing happens in part 5, obviously. But there's that stuff. Then there's like, Ghostface is basically bulletproof. Even without obviously we know they wear a vest, but they're basically like, you can't hurt them. In part 1, right, when Tatum goes to the garage, she's attacked by Ghostface. I think it's Stu that she's supposed to be attacked by, right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's supposed to be Stu. That's the idea that we were gathering, is that it's Stu. either Stu or Billy, doesn't really matter. She throws a unopened glass beer bottle and hits Ghostface directly in the face. Directly in the face, right in the nose. And it busts. She hits him with other bottles as well. And they all like break and hit him. Now, in like 2 seconds later, we see both Stu and Billy. Neither of them have a bump. You would be bleeding from the face if that happened. Neither of them are wet. They got hit with several beer bottles that all broke. Like, it's not reality. Because if it was reality, Christine in part 3, Mav, we watched it earlier today. Christine heel kicked Ghostface in the face. Like she was laying on the ground. He went to grab her. She straight heel kicked him right in the nose. No damage whatsoever. Like, I'm just like, we have to realize that this is a movie. Yeah, like based in reality, whatever you want to say, it's a movie. Yeah, I agree, man. 4 and 5, I don't hate their hospital scenes. I understand why they do it, but you got to make it a little bit more believable to me. And you know what you can do? I would be okay with show those security guards or those nurses. Show them laying in a pool of blood. Ghostface came in, stealth attack, racked up a higher body count, and the hallway wasn't deserted. Ghostface just went on a killing spree, like Hoffman style, and saw just everything in his path. I do that. So yeah. Annika dies. Annika, it definitely looks like she dies. They're hinted at, but honestly, the trailers have been hinting at a lot of people dying. Like the trailers obviously hint that Gail dies. They've been hinting so hard that Mindy dies. They do hint that Annika dies. They kind of hint that what's her name? Liana Labrato's character. She's not Annika. I can't remember her name, but they hint that she dies. Like they've been hinting that a lot of people dies. It could be a fake out at this point. We don't really know who dies. So Quinn, that's the one. Quinn. Yeah, she's Detective Bailey's daughter. They've been hinting that she dies as well. Like they've been hinting like everyone dies. So we don't really know at this point, honestly. I'm like, hell, they could not kill anybody. They could kill everybody. Who knows? I wanted to go up here. Edrin, I would be okay with this with some caveats. And this is another reality thing here. I know we can never actually gauge the height of who's Ghostface by Ghostface, but come on, there's got to be some level of like disbelief suspension. Like, come on, we can't have a 5'11" to 6 foot Ghostface and a 5'2" person who's supposed to be Ghostface. Like, I would totally be okay with 3 female Ghostfaces. Miss Loomis is really high up there for me. Jill did really well. Like, Amber's been the only female Ghostface I haven't cared for. So I would be okay with 3 female Ghostfaces, provided they're of a little bit bigger of a stature. I don't think there's anything. I'm not going to say like women aren't as strong as men or anything like that, because that's crazy. There's some women out there that are very strong. I just want the size to be a little bit more believable. I think for me, like I said, it's supposed to be suspension of disbelief and all that, but there's got to be a limit there. Everyone's reminding me that it's Quinn. Let's see. Did you know there's 2 HMAT? Yeah, Game Freak. That's what we've been talking about here. Well, not really. I kind of got off topic, but The second one is this one is the one I found today. It's less aged, less weathered, but it definitely looks like that's not just a dirty mask. That's some aging and some weathering and everything. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see it. And it makes you wonder though. This, from what I understand, just came out today. And I mean, the movie comes out in less than 11 days. Less than that, actually, overseas. It's like less than 10 days overseas. So if we're just finding out about this now, what else have they kept a secret? Like, are there more masks that we haven't seen? Like, I just want to address this really quick, and then we're not going to talk about it anymore. I would prefer no one in the comments talk about this. So please do me that honor. Don't talk about it. I'm going to talk about it for like 30 seconds and we're going to be done. We know there was spoilers leaked. We know it happened. We've had like ass hats across YouTube go on spamming sprees, putting on video. We can still theorize because there's nothing right now anyone can say that confirms those as real. You can't know that they're real because we haven't seen the movie. There could be more, there could be different. We don't know anything about the movie at this point, except for what's in the trailers. And to be honest, even what we're getting from the trailers could be not in the movie. It could be misleading. It could be CGI. So in terms of those leaks, we don't know. We don't know if they're real, nothing. So we're not going to talk about them. I'm glad you have, David. And I hope no one posts them. So far, it's been pretty quiet. I know there's been a couple people who are very infamous for going around and doing it, but we don't know. So all these theories we're talking about are still valid because we haven't seen the movie. So with that said, is this wait a second here. You found this leaked photo today? Do you mean this photo, Gamer Freak? Like, are you saying this is a leaked photo? Miss Loomis mask would be the most fitting if everything is going to tie back to the Carpenters, or to tie back to Sam, and Sam specifically, because she's not really a Carpenter. We know that she's a Loomis. But are you saying that image is a leaked image? Because I didn't know that. I found it. I found it on a couple of Instagram accounts that are dedicated to Scream News, and I didn't know if it was real or valid. I'm still trying to validate that it is a real image. It looks real. It looks legitimate, but it's a thing of beauty to see a new old. It really is. Because here's the thing, like, what if they've CGI'd a lot of the masks in the trailers? What if they did that to make us think it's all the same cracked mask or something? And what if there really is 9 masks floating around? And, I would say at this point, probably 5 of them have significant aging. Another 2 would have still pretty aged, but, obviously the last 2 are only about a year old. But with, Billy, Stu, Miss Loomis, and Mickey, those 4, as well as Roman's, because Roman would have been 23 years ago at this point. Those 5 would be really aged. But seeing another one, I'm just wondering, what if they've done that to make us think that there's only this 1 or 2 aged masks, but there's not. There's actually like 6 or 7 aged masks running around. That would be insane. Okay, so it's not a leaked image. Okay, good, because I was like, oh man, I don't want to put a leaked image on here. That could get a serious copyright issue going. But yeah, going back to this, could be Miss Loomis, another Titus Sam. Yeah, it doesn't look that old, but we don't know. We know Miss Loomis didn't really wear it that much. As far as I'm aware, she actually only wore the mask to kill Randy, right? That was the only thing that we had confirmed. And it feels like in that partnership, Mickey's going to do most of the legwork. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, going back, I just want to look at some more of these photos here. Oh, another topic to talk about. So we all remember at the end of part 5, Gale Weathers seems like she had a complete turnaround in character, like a full arc. And she said, we all remember what she said. She wasn't going to write about the murders. She was going to write about a good man, Dewey, Dewdrop, Mr. Riley. And we're like, that's great. That's a good sentimental moment. Well, if you went to that dang Scream experience, guess what you figured out? Y'all, look at that third book down in this list. These are all Gale's books. Look at that third one down. Requels. Terror returns to Woodsboro. Y'all, she lied to us. She lied to us. She wrote a book about the murders from part 5. Oh, man. Are the books real? Thomas, I don't know if these are real in like our world. Obviously, the books are real in the Scream world because these are the ones that sorry. Did she say at some point she wrote the book on requels? She said I think she said in part 4, she literally wrote the book on them, meaning the Woodsboro murders. That's the very first book she wrote. Or no, actually, the very first book she wrote was wrongfully accused. Let's go through here. The very first one was wrongfully accused. That was the one about Cotton Weary. That was about Maureen's murder. And once, obviously, after the events of Scream 1, she wrote the Woodsboro murders. The Woodsboro murders is what got turned into the Stab franchise. After Woodsboro murders, she wrote College Terror, which was what the second one was about. Let's see here. I gotta lean over; it's too far away. Then I'm not sure what Ghostface Returns would be about, but one of them, I don't know. One of them got turned in. She definitely wrote one about part 3 as well. But the big takeaway here for me is requel Terror Returns to Woodsboro has to be about the killings of part 5, and she specifically said she wasn't going to write about them. If there's spoilers in the chat, don't do that. Be nice. Uses the word requel. She hasn't. I don't think she has. I know in 4 it was remakes. Like remakes and reboots was the topic of part 4. So maybe she wrote about that, but requel was specifically part 5. But yeah, wow, Gale. Yeah, right. Like, and here's the thing. There was a behind the scenes photo that came out a long time ago. I don't have it. I wish I did. But it was of Sam and Gale walking away, or not Sam and Gale, Sam and Tara walking away from Gale, and they looked like they were a little upset, a little annoyed at her, and Gale was kind of trailing them. And the we didn't know what was going on, but it looked like they were mad at Gale. And my thought was, what if it's because Gale wrote this book? Excuse me. After finding this out, it very well could be. Yeah, exactly. We need a book about Dewey. Dewey was the heart of this whole thing. I was so happy she was going to write a book about Dewey, because then she's now very very established in the industry. She wrote a book that turned into a movie franchise. What if she wrote a book about Dewey and that could get turned into a movie? And in which case David Arquette plays Dewey in the movie within the movie, and we could get that released to us and get more Dewey, because I want more Dewey. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. It was a little upsetting. Once again, I don't know if this is canon. Oh, looks like I'm unfroze. I was about to say, looks like I'm froze there. I don't know if this is canon. It seems like it could be, but that specifically, let me bring it back up here. This photo is from the Scream experience. Did I not upload them? Don't think I uploaded the others. There's a couple other things from the Scream experience I want to upload. But yeah, I was a little upset that when I saw that, like, why would she do this? Is she really that starved for fame? She has her own morning show. She just, there was no reason to write this book other than fame. And we might see another one of me pop up in the chat here, just so you know. I'm going back into yep, there I am. Hold on. Going back into upload these other things. So there was a couple of other really, really cool little Easter eggs from the Scream 6 experience, which, once again, if y'all haven't, or you didn't get here in time, it's a lot of this stuff is from the Scream experience. And I just wanted to talk about it because it's really fun. Okay, so here we go. This was something that was in the Scream experience. Judy's lemon squares. I don't know why I find that so fun and cute. Like, I don't know, that's just awesome to me. Judy's lemon squares. You hope Gale doesn't die. I don't think Gale's gonna die. I don't think she will. I think Dewey died to kind of establish exactly what Amber said, that their movie has stakes, right? Like, not everyone's going to get out of it alive. Their movie has stakes. And now that's kind of the same reason Randy died, right? Like, to show that no one's really safe. And in part 3, none of the main characters, as in Dewey, Gale, and Sydney, they didn't die, because we already knew. We were worried because of Randy. Now that Dewey's gone, we have that fear again. That any of them would be, any of them are at risk of dying. So I don't think they will. It's kind of counterintuitive, but yeah, I don't think Gale's gonna die. Yeah, right. I don't know why. I saw like these photos from the thing. I'm like, this is gold right here. I love this. Also, I assume laughing at the lemon squares. What is this? By the way, your lemon squares taste like ass. Don't forget, Dewey walks in. He's like, they don't, because Dewey's just a good man. And there was also, let's see, where did it come up? There's also Stu's Chews chewing gum. Stu is represented in there as well. Is there something I'm missing from Scream 1 that, like, that this is a reference to, or is it just like did Stu ask for a piece of gum or something, or like what's going on? I don't know. I don't know if this is a reference to something or if they just wanted to throw Stu's name out there. Let me know if y'all know something that I'm missing. Randy was the first legacy. Yeah, he was the first one to go. Um, Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson both have said that they regret killing him off when they did. And you could tell that they regretted it because they immediately found a way to bring him back in part 3, which I do appreciate because Randy was something we've never really had in Scream or in horror rather. He was a character, or not a character. He was an audience like plant. Like he represented the audience. And when they killed him off, it was like, okay, we're not really represented in it anymore. Like he borderline broke the fourth wall for us, if that makes sense. And when they killed him off, it's like, oh man, my voice isn't there anymore. But then obviously they did find a way to bring him back. And then for part 4, they're like, we can't do another tape of him. So they had to figure out what they were going to do next. And I think they figured out a good way. They brought in Kirby, and Kirby was very much a good character with Randy qualities. I've been very, very open about how I feel about Mindy as a Randy substitute, because for me, Mindy wasn't supposed to be her own character. She was just there to be a Randy substitute. You like Kirby more than Randy? Oh, I don't know if I can agree with you there. Let me take this down. I'm tired of looking at the stoochies. Got to see my beautiful beard here. I don't know if I can say I like Kirby more than Randy, because believe it or not, old bearded here wasn't exactly the coolest guy growing up. I was a little bit of a movie nerd like Randy was. So I really related with Randy, and while Kirby had the Randy qualities in that she was also a movie nerd, she was also a very attractive high school woman, so she was kind of cool. So I mean, it's cool, Edrin, that you like Kirby more. I think if I had to choose between them, I would probably choose Randy. Just I don't know. He was the original, so I think everything that kind of comes after is a little bit of trying to imitate. But they're both amazing characters. David, I watched Scream 4 and came away wondering why supposedly gay Robbie would advocate for nudity in the stab movies. I don't think Robbie was actually gay. I think Robbie was just saying that to try to not die. That's kind of what I took from it, because like when Ghostface was stabbing him, he's literally like, "Wait, I'm gay, I'm gay." Like it kind of seemed like he would say it's a point in his death where he would say anything to not die. I don't think he was actually gay. Yeah, that's what I already took. All right, here's a fun little trivia question for y'all. Since Robbie has been brought up, there's 8 people here. Some people obviously aren't really active in the chat, and that's fine. There's several of you active in the chat. Here's a question for you. I told Maverick this in his stream earlier, but I'm coming up with a borderline impossible Scream trivia, right? And I just have this problem when I watch things. I'm hyper aware of things that aren't really important, right? Like certain things that just catch my eye and I remember them even though they're not significant. And I'm coming up with Scream trivia questions based on those because I'm rewatching all the movies right now, obviously. Here's a quick trivia question, and this one might not be too hard. What is the name of Robbie's stream? He had a 24-hour stream of his life. which was actually based on the people who went on to start the Twitch website. But he had a 24-hour stream. What was the name of that stream? First person who answers correctly in the chat, I will do a custom Ghostface drawing for you and mail it to you. I gotta wait now. What? Yeah, Robbie Mercer. He had a 24-hour live stream. He did. Edrin got it. It is Hall Pass. Technically, I mean, kind of. Technically, it was Hall Pass with Robbie Mercer, but I'll give it to you, Edrin. Tori, yeah, you got it. That is correct as well. That one isn't as hard, but Edrin, you were the first person to throw it in the chat. Link up with me on Instagram if you don't already follow me, and we'll message. I'll get an address. I'll do a custom Ghostface drawing for you. I like drawings and paintings and such. And yeah, I'll do something for you. Would anyone like another trivia question? I'll pick ones. I'll pick the easier ones that I've made. That would be, I don't know, just easier to answer, something that more people would catch on to, because I've got some that would, like, you would literally also, like, you'd have to watch the movie and pause at that point to catch. Horator's like, yes, please. Let me see. Sorry. I'm just looking at the comments here. He also, after saying I'm gay, he then said, if it helps, I remember correctly. Oh, you know what? I think I did remember him saying that. I'm gay if it helps. Oh, saying yes, please. Another question. All right, here's this one is a little bit easier. It's actually probably pretty easy. When Randy was at Windsor College, what was his roommate's name? This one could be pretty easy. But in part 2, when Randy was at Windsor College, what was his roommate's name? This is also for a Ghostface drawing. David coming in. It is Paul. Now, the trick with that is you don't find out until part 3, because you find out in the video. Gamer Freak, Philip, y'all got it as well. David came in first, though. Tori, you got it as well. Y'all got it. All right. Okay, here. Now, the problem I've always found with exactly 15 minutes, Paul. The problem I've always found with trivia via these streams is sometimes it's not exactly knowing the answer, it's typing it in. Some people can't type as fast. So here's what I'm going to do. Gamer Freak, or not Gamer Freak, Edrin, you got the first one. All pass. All right. Let's see. And hold on. Edrin and David, you the first ones. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, do it like nowish and send me a message. It's bearded _ I think it's bearded _ YouTube, bearded _ entertainment _ YouTube. It's the same. It is the same photo, I believe, as. Oh, I don't have it anymore. Yeah, we'll link up and make it happen. But here's what I'm gonna do. Wondering really quick. Hold on a second here. Wondering why Amber didn't admit to killing Dewey. If a lot of people think she did, it was Stu killed Dewey. I very much think it was Stu killed Dewey. All right, I got a. Okay, Edrin, I got yours. Cool. David, if you already follow me, send me a message. Let me know you won. Exactly. Denisha, I'm going to agree with you. I don't think it was Amber that killed Dewey. I've maintained that for a while now, just because of the size difference. But I think it was Stu. And when she said that she killed him, I think it was kind of a hive mind thing. Like a lot of times when cults will have like a hive mind, so they think is one, they consider themselves one. Like that's the way I've always thought about it in my head. So I 100% agree. ZZM, what is up? Um, we're right now we're kind of just doing some on the spot trivia here, but this is precisely what I'm talking about, David. So you do like 90 words per minute. I don't know honestly if that's good or not, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick someone. I'm gonna give you a name, right? Uh, Tanisha, that would be lovely. If you do have my Instagram, if you could put a link to it here in the comment, I don't know if that would work, but that would be absolutely lovely if you could do that. So, Dave, maybe David, do you go by something else on? Go by something else on? Sorry, let me look at my messages. I got a couple here. I got Edge Star, which I believe. Okay. Okay. Yep. I got you. I got you, buddy. Okay. I got y'all too. Here's what I'm going to do for this next one. Here's what I'm going to do for this next one. I'm actually going to I'm going to go through here. I'm going to give me 1 second here if I can create. Oh, can't really do it. I'm just going to pick one of you, right? And I'm Horror Tory, for instance. I'm gonna I'm gonna give a question, and you get the first chance at answering it. No one else in the chat, y'all don't answer it. Don't give her the answer, because if she puts it in right, she's gonna win. If she doesn't get it, then I'll open it up to the next to whoever comes next. Let's try it that way to kind of take out that element of typing, right? Because some people just can't type fast, even though they know the answer. So this one's gonna be really quick. I was the last thing that Dewey saw too. I can't believe I get to do. She did say that. Here's the thing with like serial killers, though. I don't believe them. Like I think she could have been lying. She just went through. She was like, I was radicalized. I didn't mean it. I just wanted to be part of something. I don't think that's a perfectly valid. She took credit so she would seem stronger than she is. That's true. I don't believe she did it. She could have. I could be completely wrong, but I don't believe she was fully. Excuse me. I don't believe she actually did it. I'm gonna try something here really quick. I'm gonna move the camera over here so it's closer. Let me see if this will actually even work here. I don't know if it will. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. I don't think this is gonna work. Nope, it's not gonna work. Y'all gotta come back over here. Sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with me not looking at you. Sorry. So yeah. That's another thing, talking about the reality aspect of Scream. Y'all, being shot, even with a vest on, you're not getting up and moving immediately. It's breaking ribs. Like you're breaking bones if you get shot. So yeah, I don't think it was Amber. Anyways, all right. Horror Tory, are you still here? I'm gonna provide a question and you're gonna get first chance to answer it just cause. So if you are still here, give me some sign in the chat. She would be weak. She wouldn't be moving. Like you wouldn't be breathing properly after that. It is not. All right, still here. Okay. These are starting to get a little bit harder. And maybe these are easy. I don't know. Maybe these are easy and I just think they're hard, but anyways. This one is going to be a little bit harder. What scene is Dewey saves the day in the original Stab 3. What scene is that? If you got it, like I said, this is one that kind of, if you're really paying attention, you'll hear it. So Horror Tori is the one who's answering this question. I wouldn't put it in the chat if I were anyone else, because you're going to give her the answer. And if she answers it, she wins. If she says, I don't know, then David right now, just Tori. Going to give her a chance here. I'm looking here. I see the live is at 116:41. I'm going to watch Tori. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to put it in there. And then if she doesn't get it in the next 20 seconds, it's going to be open for anyone. And I'll give a countdown on the last 5, Tori. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. First person to provide the answer. And the question again is, what scene is Dewey saves the day in the original Stab 3? What scene is that? Once again, it's a little bit harder. You are correct. And he says, unfortunately, Tori, that's not it. No, there's something specific. He says scene. I'll give you a hint. At one point, he says scene 40 through 47, Woodsboro flashback. But then he says scene blank, Dewey saves the day. It is a number that we're looking for. This one is a little bit harder. Like I said, it's not as easy. Tom France is the one who plays Dewey. He's the one who says it. Denisha, at this point, anyone can answer. 57 comes to mind, but I'm not. That's not it. No, unfortunately. It like I said, this one is a little tougher, but no, Denisha, right now, anyone can answer at this point. Yeah, anyone can answer right now. It went past the time. What I'm trying to do is I want to give everyone a chance to kind of type it out, because some people just can't type as fast. So we're gonna give you a chance. So anyone can answer now. Let's see. I'm gonna give 50 more seconds, and that'll be on the dot, and then we'll give I'll give the answer. But it's a number. It's a number. That's all it's going to be. And this is a very small detail, which is why it gets hard. And like, one of them is, unless you're really weird brained like myself, you probably won't know it, because I don't know anyone else who would actually pay attention to something like that. It is not 8, Alex. And honestly, you'd probably have to go back and watch the scene to figure it out if you don't know it. 15 seconds, y'all. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm going to give that one final guess. If anyone wants to just sporadically throw a number out, I'll take that into consideration. Greg coming in hot. It is 50. Scene 50. Dewey saves the day. It is it's the very last scene he says before they walk out. So Greg, you are correct. It is scene 50. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You're not supposed to, I don't think. My brain is just, when I say weird brain, I mean it. Like, I just kind of notice these little things, and they, for some reason, get stuck in my head. It is indeed Scene 50. Greg, if you don't follow me on my YouTube, or not YouTube, on my Instagram, follow me there. Send me a message. For getting that right, I'm gonna do like just a custom Ghostface drawing and send it out. You're the third winner. I'm gonna do one more question here. First, let's see. Out of all Ghostfaces, which would be a difficult duo to stop? For me, Billy Loomis and Jill Roberts. For me, it would be Mickey and Stu. And my reasoning is this: they were both they were both very, very crazy, and they were more likely to kill without a motive. They were more likely to kill just for wanting to kill, and it's harder to fight those people because, I mean, part of the way we figure out who's actually doing it is by their motive, by who they're targeting, and they could just be targeting anyone. So for me, it's gonna be Stu and Mickey, but Billy and Jill are also very legitimate. Billy, I mean, obviously he kicked the whole thing off, and Jill was crazy. Jill was very, very crazy. Tom does get blown up. That's another scene that if we murdered by Angelina, kind of, yeah. Maybe murdered by Angelina. Anyways, all right, y'all. We're gonna do one more. All right, Greg, I got your message. I'm gonna do one more trivia question. It's gonna be the hardest one, and yeah, it's gonna be. I don't expect anyone to get this right. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't expect anyone to get this right. So it's kind of borderline just mean to give this as a question, but here it goes. All right, y'all. Anyone can answer. Custom, just free Ghostface drawing on the line. Sorry. Just saying the question really makes me. Anyways, what is the model of the garage door opener that kills Tatum? What's the garage door opener model? Yeah, it's something that is shown. So yeah. What's the model of Super Behemoth? Right? You would think something like that with the power to lift a full-grown woman and crush her skull. That's great. That's good, David. Yeah, it's not that. I'll say you're not right, but it's good. For anyone new in the chat, or popping into the stream, probably only be going about another 25 minutes or so. I do have another stream tonight over on Gory B Movies channel. We're doing everything we love about Scream 4. So if you want more of this big, beautiful beard, pop up over there. We're going to be talking about Scream 4. Killjoy Jake will also be there, and I think there's a good chance Mr. Craven Something Scary will be there as well. Oh, David popping up. Pro 82. Pro 82 is the model. That's correct. Pro 82 is the model. David, did you already get a drawing, David? Come on, man. It's good. It's good that you got it. That is correct. I'll figure out something else for your second one so you don't just get two drawings. I think, unless I got it wrong, unless you weren't the one who got it earlier. Anyways, that is correct. It is a Pro 82. I don't remember the specific make, but that is the model. It is correct. I know this is an even harder question, but it is only 1/3 horsepower. Definitely not enough to pick up. Right? That is hard. It's a lot of little things. I've got other ones here, but I'm going to save them because um, once I hit 1,000 subs, I'm gonna do like a full on trivia, have it much more established. I wasn't really planning on doing any tonight, so I don't have my little wheel to choose people and any displays or anything like that. But yeah, I'm saving the rest of them. I might reuse some for that stream. I'm getting close. I'm only like 200 some subs away from 1,000. But once I get to that point, I'm gonna have a big stream. Gonna do a bunch of games, giveaways. I'm probably gonna give away some Scream 6 merch. So if y'all want to tune in, I know one thing I'm gonna give away for certain is if you've seen the Cinemark merch, obviously we know the popcorn bucket. I might be giving one of those away. I will for certain. Give me 1 second here. You can still hear me, I know, but all right. I am for certain going to be giving away little Ghostface plushie. This is one of the Cinemark items that you could get for Scream 6. It says Cinemark exclusive. Going to be giving this little guy away. But that, as I said, it's going to be on the once I hit 1,000 subs, going to do a big stream. That's going to be one of the giveaways. Probably going to have some. Like I said, I might give away a popcorn bucket or two. Need to think about it. Let's see here. Need to up your game on it. Man, it's just not really. You really don't. I just pay attention to borderline dumb stuff, and hold on a second here, and it just kind of sticks in my brain. I got a little bit of ADHD, if you can't tell here. Got the cups and plushies, but they didn't even receive any of the popcorn buckets. Now, Haunted by Horror, are you aware that you can order them online now? They are available online if you go to Cinemark's website. And they don't even have a limited number of them. They have whoever orders now will get them. However, it's the pre-sale. What they're doing essentially is sales are open until March 17th, I believe. And anyone who orders, anyone who orders between now and then, they're going to be shipped out in August. It's a little bit of a wait, but excuse me, it's a little bit of a wait, but anyone who wants one can get one now, which is good because the resellers, honestly, kind of made me sick. There were people going into the theaters and buying boxes of them and then selling them online for like $150, and I hate that. They're literally just keeping everyone else from getting them so that they can resell them anyways. So don't buy don't buy one online or secondhand. At least go to the website for Cinemark and get one. But yeah, I would suggest that. Like I said, it's you're gonna save money over buying one on eBay or something, and you're definitely gonna get it. Did I go on the Scream 6 store? I unfortunately did not because it's not available in my area. I just I found out about it today and saw those images and wanted to jump on here and talk about it, and that's kind of what this has been about. Kind of, once again, a little bit of ADD, so just kind of go in circles. Getting back to the original thing, though, the masks. Hold on a second. I got a question. What do you think about a Scream having twin killers? That would be interesting. Do one of those classic things where someone gets cloned and they're like, "Oh, I'm the original. No, it was me. They're fake." All that jazz. It would be interesting. Would be interesting to see how they did it. What do you think about a Scream film having twin killers? That'd be sick. Oh, same. Sick or epic? I think it would be. It'd be sick. They could do something with it. I mean, it. If I'm being honest, and I like to manage my expectations, it could be really good, but they could also not do it properly, and it would be a little stale. I think it would all the people on the Lethal Collective, which if you haven't subscribed to their channel, definitely go subscribe to the Lethal Collective. They have something that they always say. It's all about execution, and for that, I think it would. That's 100% applicable. You have to execute it properly for it to work or be good at least. Like it could work and not be great. Done that in the TV show season 3. I have not seen the 3rd season of the TV show. I've been told it's not that good. Maybe people are wrong, but yeah, maybe people are wrong, but I've been told the 3rd season wasn't really worth it. David, you liked it? Cool. I do know that it has I know it has Tyler Posey in it, and I really like him. And I know they bring back the OG Ghostface mask, so that's pretty nice. Really wanted a continuation of the season 1 and season 2. See, I watched both season 1 and season 2, and then they had that little like holiday special thing. Y'all, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for season 2, but I mean it's a little older now. I think we can talk about it. We're all Scream fans here. Kieran is in jail, and he gets a call. I heard you've been wearing my mask, and he gets killed. How? Who? We need more answers. I 100% right. There needs to be some sort of resolution to season 2. Yeah. So I 100% agree there, David. Let's see. I think people who say they didn't like it was because they didn't continue the first. Yeah, that's probably going to be it. That was the original reason people didn't like Halloween 3, right? Like you go in expecting one thing and you don't get it. You get something completely different. And people have come around, obviously, to Halloween 3. So maybe people will come around to season 3 of Scream, but not exactly sure. 3rd season is very dark. Dark could be good. I could be on board with dark. Who is your six pack? What do you mean by 6-pack, Gamer Freak? Oh, hold on. Who is on your suspect list? For me, it's Danny. Don't see him very much in TV spots. Okay. All right. I think I know what you mean. Okay, really quickly, I'm gonna get to your question, Gamer Freak, but I just want to. Maybe I'm confused, and I think this show was trying to set it up like maybe a Jason Voorhees thing, like they never actually found his body. But Brandon James was supposed to be, killed a long time ago. So, if it was him, there's a great story to tell because he had to have been surviving for years. So, anyways, back to you, Gamer Freak. A lot of people suspect Danny. He's definitely fit, and he definitely has like the athletic look to him, so he could be all shifty like Ghostface seems to be, especially in that bodega scene with the shotgun and Ghostface seemingly transporting out of the way of that shotgun blast. Shouldn't talk about it in here, to be honest. What do you mean? Sorry, I'm trying to. David, is this in reference to the show? Beth is one of my favorite killers of all of them. Is Beth? It's been a while since I watched it. So is Beth the? You spoiled the show. Oh no, man, it's fine. Um, it's fine. The show's been off for a while now. If it was something new, I would say I'd be okay. Not up for it. I don't know if you did delete them. Here's the thing, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this, but on StreamYard, the application we use for streaming, a lot of us do. Even if you delete the comments in YouTube, they stay in StreamYard, so I can still bring them up. Man, the show's been off for a while, so I think it's okay. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're good, David. You're good. I'm not too worried about the show, my man. Don't worry about it. But back to your comment here. Theories on Scream 6. Danny has the look. He definitely does. And he 100% could be a ghost face. I don't know, man. Like at first I didn't think he was going to be a ghost face, right? And that's because I figured if he was going to be going to be Ghostface, he would be the one under that cracked, aged mask. But in the TV spot in the ladder scene, you see him with Sam on the other side of the ladder when Ghostface with the cracked mask is over there. So you see them on screen together. So that kind of, in my mind, okay, I'm like, he's not that Ghostface. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious we're going to have another one. And I was like, okay, I was like, okay, well, if we're gonna have another one, maybe it's them. I don't know. I don't know if he will be one at that point. But now with this new, let me bring it back up with this new mask that, from what I saw, came out today. We got another aged mask today, which by my count makes like 4 different masks we see in the trailers and different promotional material. So there could be as many as 4 different ghost faces. And we're kind of ruling out people here that even exist in the movie. So like, let's see here. We got, if let's say Danny is one. A lot of people suspect Henry Czerny to be like a mastermind because he's not in any promotional material. So let's say he's in one. There would be 2 more. I do think we're going to get a. So this is interesting, Edgerrin. Laura, Quinn, and Detective Bailey are on your top 3. Now, Laura. Oh, Laura, that's I think Laura's going to be the opening kill. Although that would be a great trick because everyone expects her to be the opening kill. So it would be a good like shift if it turns out she's not actually dead. So Laura, Quinn, and Detective Bailey. Now Quinn, I think, is suspected that she's going to die as well. I know we do see a little bit of her attack in Scream in one of the trailers. Specifically when Ghostface is standing outside that like frosted glass door, and you see them like punch through, like stab through the door. That's actually Quinn standing there. You can tell by the pattern on her shirt. You see her sitting with the other people at one point. Blanca, you think Quinn's going to be the first person to die after the opening? Could be. That could be. There's got to be, unless it's just a coincidence that Detective Bailey gets involved here. There's got to be something that would explain his involvement. And obviously his daughter. Although if his daughter was involved, more than likely he wouldn't be assigned to the case because it'd be a conflict of interest. So, but back to, oh wow, the comments are rolling in now, so it's hard for me to keep up. Um, Back to this one. Laura Quinn and Detective Bailey. Detective Bailey has been he's been on my radar for a long time because I always thought it was between him and Henry Czerny for who owns the shrine, because it's gotta be an older established person that owns that shrine. Just just the sheer like size of it, not necessarily physical size, but like grand size and stuff. Like it would take a while to get all that. It would take money to get all that, to rent the space, to keep the power on. Like that wouldn't be easy, and I don't think it's something a young person is going to do. Um, and most of the other people, in my opinion, are ruled out. I don't think Gale would own it. I don't think Kirby would own it. Um, you know what? A theory I heard, and I would like to actually, while we're on this topic of the shrine, really quick, I heard a theory that, let me know what y'all think. Um, the shrine. So we don't know where Richie actually came from. Like we know he moved to was it Modesto to meet Sam, but it was strategic. That was planned. He was going there just to meet Sam. He could have very well lived in New York, right? And because that's where Gale was, so he could have been like stalking Gale or living there. So I heard someone theorize that the shrine actually belonged to him, and he was part of the cult. And since he left, the cult has added in stuff to represent him and Amber. And I'm like, I can't really say that's wrong. And it kind of would make sense because we know Richie was a stab fanatic as well as the main story, like the actual story. What do y'all think about that? Do you think Richie could be one of the ones owning the shrine? Feels weird for someone to own the shrine, but Gale shows that. You know what, Blucky, you're 100% right. My only thought was that he got told about it in terms of investigating. Like, maybe that's a question that has to be answered, in my opinion, Blucky. Like, there are small things that I don't think matter. They do to some people. For instance, in Scream 5, this is an example. Some people are really focused in on how Sam knew where to find Dewey. Personally, I don't think that matters. I think you could just write that off. But some people are really focused on that. I don't think it's a question that needs answering. With this, that's a question that needs answers. How did Gale know about this? How did she find it? Like, that's the question that has to be answered, because the fact that she's the one who takes everyone there makes her look a little suspect, right? That would be cool. That would be cool, man. Yeah, if I assume you're talking about the theory. Yeah, it would be cool if Richie owned it. All right. Probably Henry Czerny is going to be the killer, one of the killers, more than likely. See, here's the deal. With Henry Czerny, right? I've had this discussion with Craven Something Scary, as well as Night Watch Zone, and a couple other people, and it's on streams. But Henry Czerny has been left out of all marketing. At this point, if you didn't see the original article or see the poster that says he's in the movie, you wouldn't even know he's in the movie. And talking to, as I say, Craven Something Scary, Night Watch Zone, they both say it's supposed to be like out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. So it throws people off the scent that he's the killer. I think they've gone so far that they're making him look more suspicious. Like, you can, not showing Debbie Salt to make her look less like the killer is one thing if you show them every once in a while. But if you show them once and then they completely disappear, or you don't show them at all, I think that makes them look guilty. So I don't think Henry Czerny is going to be involved. Once again, could be wrong, but I've maintained that from the beginning. I know even behind the scenes photos, there's like one photo that he's a part of with Sam. And honestly, we don't even have complete confirmation that I've seen that it was him. It looks a lot like him, but there's obviously we got the COVID mask. So I don't even know what it's assumed he's going to be Sam's therapist. So he would have an ample opportunity and position to influence Sam in one way or another. So it does line up. However, I just think they've gone so far to exclude him that it's too obvious. Could be wrong though. Do you think Annika is actually a killer reveal during the latter scene, which is why it's so clunky? Nah, no, I don't think so. I do know what you're talking about, though, Blucka. I've seen photos where they're like, it's Mindy crossing the ladder, and in one photo, Annika is behind her, and in one photo, Ghostface is behind her. So it's like there's some obvious CGI there. I don't think Annika's going to be a Ghostface reveal. I think Annika's gonna die. Here's what I'd like. If this is going to be a dark, gory Ghostface, this is what I want. And y'all may think this is a little overkill, quite literally, but I don't. All right, this is what I want. We know Mindy gets across. We do. We know we see Annika on the ladder. And while Annika's on the ladder, Ghostface is behind it, and you see Ghostface go to tip it, obviously to throw her off. I want Annika to fall, but not be quite dead. I want her to be dying and really close, but Ghostface then goes to the ground to finish the job. I want Ghostface to walk up with those black tactical boots that we know they're wearing, and just like Michael Myers in Halloween 2018 to Dr. Sartain, just step right on the head and just. That's what I want to see. Might be a little much, but that's what I want to see. The photo of Annika. Yeah, see, we do see that, and that's what we see right before Ghostface goes to tip it. It's obviously it's shown out of order, but we do know that much. And we also know that. Thank you. Thank you. It would be vicious, but we've been told this is a dark Ghostface. We do know, thanks to one of the new TV spots, that what it seems like is after the latter scene, Mindy is okay, because we see a scene of Tara sitting in the ambulance, and right next to her is a leg, and those are the pants that Mindy was wearing. As the pants that Mindy was wearing while crossing the ladder. So we know Mindy is okay after that, at least okay enough to, be in an ambulance. So really quick, what do you think about the theory that Dermot is Kirby's father? Do you believe it? And do you think it would work? Dermot being Kirby's father? Oh, wow. I don't know. We never, as far as I remember, never discussed Kirby's parents. Then again, parents in Scream movies are god awful all the time. There's, in my opinion, one great parent and one parent that you could make an argue for that was good. One good parent is Judy Hicks. She was there. She was going, like, the only reason her son got killed was because she was going to get him some food. So she was a great parent. The arguable parent is going to be Martha Meeks, Randy's sister, Chad, Mindy's mother. She's good, but then again, she also let her kids go out during the middle of a killing spree. So arguable. Parents just suck. I don't know about Dermot being Kirby's father. I can't disprove it. It's definitely one of those things at this point that we can't discount. I have heard theories that they're that he is the father looking for revenge. Once again, though, can't really say anything for certain at this point. Let's see here. If you don't think Core4 or Gale could be killers, just think about the characters that make it to the shrine. Jack, Josh, Dermot, and Annika. Not much variety for Ghostface. So, Jack Champion, I've had pegged for, at this point, weeks. No, at this point, months. Over a month. Because it's the dumbest reason. It is so dumb. But that plaid shirt, man, like Ghostface, most Ghostfaces at some point wear a plaid shirt. And you see Jack Champion wear it, and I'm going to call it right now. I think it's a sign. Josh, Dermot, and Annika. Here's the thing. We can only say that those are the ones we see right now because we do know based on trailers and stuff, there's more than one scene at the more than one scene that takes place at the shrine because we know Sam's in there multiple times. So we don't know. That's just from what we've seen right now, Blucka. But it is a good point. Jack, Josh, Dermot, and Annika. There's still characters we haven't seen. Let's see. Y'all, just to let you know, I'm probably going to go a few more minutes here, about 8 minutes, but then I'm going to have to jump off and get ready for another stream. Feel free to jump over there with me. I've got, I put in my community post, there's a link for the video going to be over on Gory B Movies channel talking about what we love about Scream 4. So I'd love for y'all to join me over there. Just going to go through the comments we got here really quick before I jump off here. You think it's possible that Kirby is the killer? I don't think it's possible that Kirby is the killer. I don't think she would want to put other people through the trauma she's went through. Now, what I heard about Kirby that could be fun, it could be a good angle to explore, is a lot of people are saying that people are going to believe Sam actually did kill everyone in part 5 and that she got away with it. If that's true, then that would mean Sam did what Jill was trying to do. So I think that would make Kirby really suspicious of Sam. Make Kirby really dislike Sam. That would be a good angle to explore, in my opinion. But I don't think she's going to be a killer personally. Let's see here. I don't think it's true that it could be Liv's father, maybe Amber's father. Ghostface Fanatic. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Oh, I'm in terms of Dermot being Kirby's father. Not sure. Let's see here. Imagine it's Laura, Jason, and Annika, the 3 most suspected to die. That would be a huge twist, Edgerin, if they were all fake out deaths, or if we all got they don't really die. And I'm certain that all of the people we suspect to die from the trailer, not all of them are actually going to die. So could be right. Let's see. Kirby is not a killer. That's not possible. I won't say it's not possible. I will say I also don't believe she's going to be a killer. Speaking of Kirby, really quick, I've heard someone say it, and I don't remember who it was. I would love if I did to give them credit, but what would be an awesome spinoff, like a show, is Kirby in the trailer says she's been investigating Ghostface attacks, right? What if there was a spinoff show of Kirby going around and investigating different Ghostface attacks around the world, not the ones that are the main focus of the Scream movies, but you got to think there's others, like little ones that pop up here and there. It'd be a really cool show for her to be investigating little ones around the country outside of the main Scream universe. I think that'd be cool. Let's see. Thomas, that's a good point. It makes more sense. I think this is in reference to Kirby's father, Kirby's lineage. We see Annika almost fall off the ladder. We do. I believe she's gonna fall. I truly do. Once again, though, they've been messing with us with this advertisement, so we don't truly know what's gonna happen. I do think Samara Weaving could be Liv's sister because of the resemblance between the two. That's true, Thomas. And we did have the news bulletin on one of the posters, which I'm not prepared. I should have it, but I don't. Said the McKenzie family. I think it was reporting some McKenzie family murders in the city. So if Laura's last name, Laura could be a McKenzie, and that would explain that news bulletin. So could be. Look, what about Dermot being Vince or Liv's father? I have heard rumors, or I've seen people theorize that Dermot could be Vince's father. Here's the problem. If they do that, if it is Dermot as a ghost face and he's Vince's father, then that's going to be like a dead-on rehash of Scream 2. We had Billy's mother come back. Now it's Vince's father. Didn't see that coming, did you? We would see that coming, I feel like. So I don't want that to be true. I don't want it to be Dermot and he's Vince's father. Could be, though. I don't know. I just think they might try to steer away from that to not too closely follow Scream 2's project map. Let's see. Ghostface Fanatic. Thomas, that makes sense. Okay. Going through here quick. Possible. Stu's dad was good. Stu's dad wasn't even, Sid's dad was good, not Stu. I was about to say Stu's dad wasn't even there. Sid's dad was pretty good. Actually, you know what? I'm going to retract that. I'm going to say he was. And the poor guy actually, he had a lot going on in his life negatively. He was kidnapped through the entirety of Scream 1. He was still supporting Sidney in Scream 3, which is great. I don't know if it's canon about his heart attack or his death, because if people don't know, there was a deleted scene in Scream 4 where Sidney, I believe it was Sidney and Dewey, talking about his funeral. So apparently he had died between 3 and 4. But since it was a deleted scene, I don't know if it's canon. Excuse me. So let's see here. He cost his own life by not listening to her rules. Who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Sid's dad? I don't know. Gamer Freak. I hope Scream 6 some creative kills, for example, like Randy's kill in the van. In my opinion, you see the 3 days, not so much people these days, not so much people get killed in the van. My opinion. Let's see. What was Sid's publicist's name? Sidney's publicist in part 4 didn't get killed in a van, but she got thrown off a parking garage onto a van. That kinda. Didn't lock the didn't lock the door. That is a big problem. So yeah, maybe it could be Liv's father. Possibly. The fact that the McKenzies are popping back up now, I think, was a way to just further incorporate the first movie, because obviously we know the McKenzies were the family that lived next door to Casey Becker. I think the McKenzies were just a way to further incorporate the new characters with the original movie. All right, I'm going real fast here, y'all, because I do have to get out of here. Woo, man, got a lot of comments. This is really nice that we're having a nice conversation here. I'm trying to get through it all before I go. Game for you, definitely will get creative kills, especially in the grocery store. Yeah, we already saw at least 2 in the grocery store. Man, I think it would make more sense for him to be Liv's father, because maybe he wants revenge. That's true. Liv's father, even someone else in here mentioned Vince's father. Vince was the first actual kill in Scream 5, so that could make sense as well. Who knows? Shotgun scene was leaked way before the teaser. I remember it leaked. I don't remember ever seeing that. I remember seeing a photo of Ghostface holding a shotgun. I hope so. Let's see here. I don't think he's going to be the killer. I think he will be a survivor. Maybe he'll die, and not sure. Is this referring to Dermot? I'm not certain either. Let's see. Maverick, the plaid shirt theory streak is a streak for this movie. The plaid shirt theory streak is at stake for this movie. Yeah. We'll see if it holds up. I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, it's the dumbest reason for me to suspect someone. But like Billy, Jill, I think Charlie as well at some point. Um, Richie, a lot of them wore plaid shirts. So let's see here. What's the plaid shirt? Okay, Philip, just so you know, the plaid shirt theory is that most ghost faces have worn a plaid shirt in the movie. That's literally all it is. So if you see someone wearing a plaid shirt, in my opinion, it makes them look guilty. That's all the plaid shirt theory is, and that's why I suspect Ethan. I've suspected him for a long time. We've seen what looks like Quinn, Samara, and Ravioli. Y'all, I said ravioli. I was typing something for YouTube comment the other day, and I instead of saying revelori, I literally freaking said ravioli, and I felt so dumb. But I'm so glad someone else says ravioli's death. We see what looks like Brooks getting attacked. Not sure who Brooks is. Haven't seen. I wouldn't say we've seen Quinn or Samara's deaths. I would say it looks like we've seen attacks with Tara from part 5. I don't think we can just automatically assume anything's a death anymore, because that poor girl got attacked so many times and she still kept kicking. So we've definitely seen setups for them to be attacked, though. All right, keep going. I will be there. I assume you mean over on Gory Beast channel. Look forward to having you, Game Freak. Look, unless there's a fake out, those are the only 4 characters. That's true. I posted a poll on my community tab the other day about fake out, and I think most people, Kirby was the winner of who is most likely to have a fake out death on that poll. Hort, I'm glad you'll be there too, Horatory. At least one Ghostface will don the plaid. I agree. Jack Champion, y'all. Jack Champion. What is this here? Let's see. Act 3 would be Jack, Dermot, Kermit, Annika, Josh, Sam, Tara, Mindy, and Chad. Pretty hard to put more than 9 characters in Act 3. I don't think all those people. Act 3. If I was a betting man, I would say Annika's gone by Act 3. I think Mindy's going to be gone by Act 3. I think Chad will be gone but not dead. I think he'll probably be injured. See the other ones. Josh, I don't know about. I don't know. I'm almost certain that Annika and at least Annika and Mindy are going to be gone. They're going to be dead by Act 3. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. We'll see. I'm still not 100% sold that was Tony in the tub. It's a little off. It's a little off if you look at it at certain angles, but okay, spinoffs ever since he was announced. Yeah, see, I think it would be a good idea, Blucka. People were saying Kirby is going to be the killer because Ghostface says the same line as Ghostface in the trailer. I'm not sure what you mean there. But Ghostface kind of said the same thing in the trailer for part, or not necessarily. I think I know what you're talking about. Kirby says something like this Ghostface is this isn't like any other Ghostface, and then Ghostface himself on the phone says, I'm something different. I think that's just them talking about it. And if I'm being honest, I think that's just them trying to hype it up, just like Dewey in part 5 trailer said something about this one just feels different. I don't think that's going to be real. We'll see. People say that Kirby is a killer because Ghostface says the same. Okay, yeah, we just saw that one there. It's hard to convince people to invest into the TV shows that go straight to streaming services, especially if the service doesn't have any commercials to recoup all the day. Yeah, that's true, Blucka. That's true. Disney Plus is doing it really well with all their shows. Marvel shows started really hot, and they've got all the Star Wars shows are doing pretty well. But Disney's a whole other beast. Can't really use them as an example here, especially if you don't own the rights to merch. Yeah. Wes? I'm lost on the context of this here. David Edrin says Rebecca, lost on that one as well. Do we think they would kill Kara and Chad and keep Mindy alive to do the exact opposite. I don't. I think they're going to kill Mindy. I think Kara and Chad will live. I think there were some early test screenings that came out, and I think there was more than one person said that Chad was surprisingly the heart of the movie. I think Chad is going to take over the Dewey role. I think he will. Would that subvert expectations? It definitely would. I hope they don't do that, Blucka. I really hope they don't, because I love Chad and I think there's so much more that can be done with him. However, Mindy, I don't think Mindy brings anything to the table that other characters don't also bring. So I'm feeling Demi's new song could be a hint at Stu's return. I would love that. As soon as I saw the title of that song, I'm like, Stu's back, baby. I don't think he'll be back in this movie, though. Maybe 7. People theorize that Kirby maybe was in love with Charlie and maybe she was a killer secretly to people. Oh, I've heard this. I think Marcus, my buddy over at I Shot Him 6 Times, I think he had a theory like that. I don't believe so. I don't think Kirby was in love with Charlie. I think Kirby was just horny. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I think Kirby was just horny. She had a little bit to drink. She was feeling, it was that time of night. She was in the mood, and Charlie just happened to be in close proximity. I don't think she was involved. Could be. I don't know for certain. However, I will say one more thing on this. It's very well known that Wes's intention was to have Kirby return as the final girl. That was very, very established. The reason I don't think Radio Silence would make Kirby a killer is because that would go against what Wes wanted. I think Radio Silence is going to make their own thing, but I don't think they're going to undo anything that Wes did. I don't think they're going to disrespect Wes like that. And I don't think they would make Kirby a killer because that goes directly against Wes's plan. So that's the only thing I'll say about Kirby being a killer. I don't think she was in love with him. Like I said, I think she was just horny. What's up, Michael? Coming to the end of the stream. I'm just rattling off here till the end. And yes, talking about Dermot. Damn it, Dermot. There was a SNL skit where it's like guess the actor, and the two choices were Dermot Mulroney or Dylan McDermott. 2 different guys that look very similar. Let's see here. Really, I never noticed the plaster. Yeah, Phil, if you go back and look, most of the ghost faces at some point wear them. See, who is Josh? Josh Segarra is Danny Brackett, I believe his name is. I think it's established in one of the recent articles that he is Sam's neighbor. If you watch the train scene, there's the one taller guy wearing I think it's a gray shirt with like a blue coat opened, standing next to Sam and Kara. That's him. A guy who likes Sam. Could be. And also, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a painting of Kirby in the shrine. It's a painting of her from Scream 4. You can see Jill's outfit by it as well. Man, Ghostface, there is so much in that shrine. I can't wait for that scene just to try to start pointing out Easter eggs everywhere. You like Sam Carpenter? I like her. I don't like her as much as I think we should, but she has potential. There's a lot of room for her to grow, which is good. Something different. Kirby says he's something. Yeah, Blucka. Yeah, I think that's just. I think that's trying to make her look suspicious. Maybe not certain. I don't know if I agree 100%. No. See, did I miss something, Big Josh? What? I'm not sure. The only time we see Josh, as far as I know, is I think the shrine. I think he's walking in with them. I know he's on the subway with the big group, and I know he's in the latter scene. He's on the other side of the apartment that they're being attacked in. I think he's going to help get the ladder over there because that distance and with that big ladder, you can't be on just one side and actually get it across. It'd be way too difficult because of the leverage, how heavy it would be. So Josh is, I theorize he's going to be on the other side, kind of in passing, helping them. Well, who is Kirby talking to when she says, I'm something different? Um, Kirby doesn't say I'm something different. She says, um, I think she says this ghost face is different. Yeah, I think she says this, or no, she says this doesn't feel like any other ghost face, I believe is the exact line. Um, I think she's talking to Detective Bailey, Dermot Mulroney, because she's apparently FBI. I think that's who she's talking to. That person could be the killing Reezy. That could be. That very well could be. Disney Plus reported 4 billion. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah, but Disney's a multi-billion-dollar company. I briefly had a job there this past fall. They can afford it. You say Mindy gets killed in the subway. I think that's honestly going to be her death as well. I don't think it's going to be a fake out. I think that's legit. We're seeing her death there. Michael Joe, that's right. Y'all, we're coming to the end. I said I was going to jump off 11 minutes ago, but if there's a comment on here, I'm going to get to it before I go. What's up, Ghostface Fanatic? What's going on? Let's see. Edrin. Rebecca is who got. Oh, you're right. Rebecca Walters, I think her name was. She got thrown off. That's Sydney's publicist. Very much like a young Gale Weathers. Yep. Charlie was looking for some yummy. And let's be honest, Blucka. Kirby was too. Kirby was looking to get in there, looking to get it in, do the horizontal tango, you know. Oh God, there's even if I was monetized, there's no chance the stream would be monetized now. She flirted the whole movie. Yeah, you're right. Well, kind of. I think it was very apparent at the party after she had a little bit of the bubbly, but she could have been flirting the whole movie. Let's see. I don't think that Minnie will die in subway scene. I think it's either a dream or maybe a prankster. I think if she does die, it will be later in the movie. That's my thoughts. I don't know, Ghostface. Like in New York, when people are not friendly, because they're not, I don't think it's going to be a prank, especially with Stab being so big, for someone to walk up and like palm your face. It really, to me, looks like she's wincing in pain. I think she does get stabbed there. She may not die. I'll give you that. She may not die there, but I think it's a real attack. Let's see. Scream 2 theater in Scream 6 is the Shrine. The Scream 2 theater in Scream. Are you saying the theater where they did Sydney's play in Scream 2? Because that was in Ohio. That was in Windsor, Ohio. So I don't think that's. It may be made to look like that. I do know they have the huge prop that Derek was tied up to. Let's see here. Whoa, that guy has a few names. First David, then Danny, now Josh. Well, Danny is his character's name. Josh Segarra is the actor, and the character is Danny Brackett. Another Halloween Easter egg, David Brackett. Do you guys recognize it matches some last name? It would be Sheriff Brackett. I think that's a good Easter egg as well. I think that's probably true. Ghostface meant to say Van, not Ton. Oh, gotcha. Horatory. There's a scene with him and Sam during the daytime talking. Unfortunately, I saw pics on Twitter. I didn't see those, Tori. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, Blucka, thank you, man. I'm trying to get through everyone here. Almost as that beard, it's getting pretty long. The beard I've never had an issue with in length. I gotta admit, Chrissy, my fiance, doesn't necessarily like it when the mustache gets too long. And it's pretty long right now. She likes to say it gets to a point where I don't have lips. It's hard to give a good night kiss with the mustache covering the upper lip. But thank you, Blucka. Grew up myself. Will they bring back Kirby as a killer or be the new Sydney? I don't think either. Honestly, I don't think she's going to be a killer. I don't think she's a new Sydney. I do believe that Sam is set up to be the new final girl, and I'm okay with that. She's got a lot of places to go. Bearded killers don't get any representation. Honestly, it's because it would be really hard to get it down in the mask, right? Right? And I wearing the man, I've had this issue going to cons and stuff, trying to dress up. Like the Halloween, the Michael Myers mask doesn't fit because the beard gets pushed all the way back here, and the Jason masks, you got mustache hair sticking out of the holes and stuff. That's why, man. It's hard to hide it. Let's see here. What else we got? I don't care for Mindy, so I don't care for Mindy whatsoever. I feel like she just checkbox Randy. I 100% agree. Blucka, she was black, female, bisexual, stoner, drinker, cinephile, and jokester. Yeah, I don't want to get into politics of it and the whole representation in movies thing. But I think she was a cookie cutter Randy stand-in, and that's what I didn't like about her. That's why I prefer Kirby. I feel like Kirby is her own character with Randy attributes, and Mindy was just trying to be Kirby. There was even scenes where I put them in a video I did about her where it's literally mirrored from Randy. I think she goes, honestly. I don't think she's going to make it. Horatory, but even Kirby said to Jill it was a tease and torment, watch him squirm. That's true. That's true, Tori. I remember that. Windsor, Ohio, not too far from you. Is Windsor a real place? I haven't even looked into that if Windsor is a real town in Ohio. Let's see. Danny rhymes with Annie, and her last name was Brackett in Halloween. Annie Brackett. Okay, then that's a good catch, actually. I wanted to like Mindy, but I hate character copies. You're right. You're right. I think, like I said, I don't want to get into politics, but I think if Mindy is saved, that will be the only reason. Sup, Blucka? Hey, Michael. Trim that. Let the beard. Trim that. Let the beard. Yeah, that's what I usually do. I usually trim the mustache and the beard. What happened was, I went to school for theater and acting, and I would let my beard grow when I didn't have a role. Like if I wasn't in any shows, it just kept growing. When I got a show, if it required it, I would trim it or shave it for that show. But other than that, I just let it grow. I think this film will make more than Scream 5 because of the setting and because of the chase scenes. It will definitely make more. Oh yeah, I think it already has outperformed the projected box office for the first weekend. Will make it the highest opening weekend of any Scream movie. The next closest being Scream 3. Right now, that's the highest box office opening we've ever had. And yeah, I think it'll also I don't think we can deny that Jenna Ortega as Tara is going to have a little bit to contribute to that. So I agree. I think it'll probably be the highest grossing of any Scream movies. Final Girl is 100% Sam. Whoever they show first after the opening kill scene is the final girl. That's a great David. If that's true, I'm going to have to go watch. Oh my gosh, because I'm realizing in 5, immediately after Tara's attacked, you see Sam take her antipsychotic. In 3, right after Cotton and Christine, you see Sydney and the good boy Cherokee. Right after Casey and Steven, oh my gosh, David, that's such a good bro. Thank you for that. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to reanalyze that. That's so great. If I'm right, I'm gonna put Scream 6 above Scream 5 in my rankings. I think it'll probably be for me as well. Will they have Neve Campbell have a cameo in Scream 6? I think Neve Campbell will have a cameo in Scream 6. I think she's at the very least going to be at the final scene. If she was a cliffhanger at the end, I'd be totally cool with that. I think she'll be in it. Who knows though? I didn't mean to get into politics. I was just trying to point out all the things. Yeah. It's fine, Lucky. I'm just saying. I 100% agree with you, my man. I think she meets all those. She had potential to be a great character, but she brought exactly like Randy. Like there was nothing that was only her. Like there was nothing that was just genuinely Mindy. It was all just trying to be Randy. Yes, near Cleveland. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Real place. Cool. This movie will have a lot of gore. That's what I've been hearing. So So, Ghostface Fanatic, I've been seeing a lot of overseas ratings, which y'all, I would suggest don't look at them because there's some mild spoilers. They get specific as to what you'll see in the movie in terms of gore. So, from what I understand, going to be some gore. Bootsy, what's going on? We're about to end the stream. I do really have to jump off here soon because I have another stream in about 10 minutes over on Gory B Movie Channel. Please follow me over there. We're going to talk about Scream 4. I think it'll do better than they think it will. Excuse me. I agree, David. I think it's going to do really well. Like I said, I said it at least 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's going to be the highest grossing Scream movie, I think. Either way, no matter, as long as it grosses, I think more than like 200 million, Scream will be a $1 billion franchise, which is, I think, is awesome. So let's see here. Oh wait, can't miss it. In every movie, Sydney is the very first person they show. But I think I would consider Jill maybe to be the more of the main character part. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. That 4 is the only outlier. Every other one, David, you're 100% right there. And 5, it's Sam. Yep. Blucka. Isn't that how every horror movie goes? I don't know what this is referring to, Blucka. You'll have to update me here. Let's see. In 3, they show Laura. I don't remember who Laura is in 3. Wow. I just watched 3 earlier today. AKA, oh, gotcha. Laura was the crisis counselor name she went by. Gotcha. And 2 is her dorm room when she shares PC. And 4, right after you see Sydney get out of the car. Okay. I gotcha. Y'all were almost to the end of the comments. Like Scream 6 poster already, Scream 5 poster. I think the Scream 6 poster, the main one, I think it's looking a little Marvel for my tastes, if I'm being honest. With all the characters up there, it looks very superhero Marvel-y, but it's not bad. Scream movie is, I don't know about the best one yet. I don't think anything ever top 1 in my opinion. So, damn right, Nev. I think they've already got it worked out. You got some great positivity for having such a scary trucker. Why, thank you. That was actually said by. I was talking to one of the fellow theater students at my college a couple of years after having been there, and she told me, she's like, "Yeah, when you first got here, we were all really scared to talk to you because I'm a pretty big guy. I'm like 6'2", about 260. I got a lot of tattoos and a big beard." And apparently they were scared to talk to me. But she said, "Yeah, we were all really scared to talk to you when you first got here, but you're actually just like a big teddy bear." I'm like, "Why, thank you." I think it's kind of true. Yes, I do like to stay positive. Do you think Jill can still come back? I don't believe she could, Michael. I said this earlier. The amount of electricity she took to the head, if she was still alive, she would unfortunately just pretty much be brain dead. That was so much electricity. A defibrillator puts out a lot, so I don't think she could. Main character is almost always shown after the opening scene. Okay, I get what you're saying, Blucka. Kirby, Mindy, Randy. I just don't like him personally. Oh man, Edrin. Okay, I'm in order of release. I like Randy, then Kirby, then Mindy. Let's see here. Yes, just checked. They show Sydney first after the opening kill in 4 as well. She's arriving at her book thing. That's awesome. That's a great one. They need to pay Nev. I hope she comes back if they doesn't respect her decision. Yeah, it's a business decision, which I do get. It does suck. I think they will pay her. I think she's in 6. I still think it. I've said it for a while. I still think she might have a quick scene in there. Hello, Eric. Hope you're well. I'm doing pretty good, Jake. I hope you're doing good as well, man. Love the beard you going on. I think I see a beard in your profile picture there. Game Freak, so cute, big teddy. I kind of am, man. I kind of am. I'm actually very happy Sydney isn't in 6. It allows new things to happen. You're right, and the director said that too. They said it was actually turned out okay because it gave them more time to focus on the new characters, which is good. We want some character development from them. I do think Sydney will be in it though at the end. I think we're going to get a little stinger from Sydney, if I'm being honest. You like some Kirby? Yum yuck. I mean, Kirby's a good-looking woman. I make sure to stay away from spoilers. Good, I try to as well. Randy Kirby, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Tori. All right, last comment here. Great to hear, doing great as well. That's good to hear, Jake. All right, y'all. I gotta run. I got another stream in like 5 minutes. I gotta jump in. Yeah, so thank you all for stopping by, hanging out. If you could give the video a like. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I do a lot of Scream content right now. Yeah, thank you so much for the great conversation. Everyone who won a trivia question, I think everyone's already messaged me, so I will I'll get back to you. I'll message all y'all and get some shipping information and get those out to you. All right, I love you all so much. Have a magical night. And once again, going to be going on another stream in about 5 minutes over on Gory B Movies channel. Come check it out. Hang out with us. All right, y'all. Later.